Just about every year at this time, we hear from psychologists around the country about the pre-holiday blues, how people get exhausted very easily, and they get down because of things that are happening in the world, stress in family and friendship relationships, and for some of you, there's still school to go to and the dreaded exams facing you. So there's a lot of things to be blue about. And the church, in its wisdom, says, all right, this is a Sunday to lighten up. Get over yourselves and look for something good. And literally, we lighten up today in this rose, or as one of the kids announced, you look really good in pink. I think it reminded them of Pepto-Bismol. But it reminds us that not only are we getting closer to Christmas, but that our faith teaches us to lighten up, to look for the light, even when things look dark blue in our world. And so what a wonderful thing it is. And what is the church teaching us today? Think of the readings you just heard from the prophet Zephaniah. Joy. He talks about joy right at the start. Cry out with joy. The psalm does the same thing. Cry out with joy. St. Paul, in his reading, makes it a command. Rejoice. And in the gospel, John the Baptist does not use the word, but what he does say is someone mightier than I is coming, and he's going to fulfill everything. And it says the people were filled with expectation and hope and joy. So what is happening here today? We are reminded that Christmas is not here quite yet. It's not time to sing the Christmas carol, Joy to the World, but there's much joy still here. There's joy in the reality of hope, that we know that God has never forgotten his people, and that there are wonderful things happening even as we still wait in these final days of Advent. We know that there is joy even when there is difficulty in the world, and we look around and say, what is happening? It seems that there are terrorism, murders, difficulties, wars, everything, all this going on. And we know that God is part of it all, healing and bringing about his will gently in his own good time. And we know that God is part of us as we learn each day a little bit more about him. And everything we learn about God is a new reason to love him. This gives us joy. So today, as we lighten up a little bit, we thank God for the gift of the faith that brought us here, that enables us to pray with and for one another, to receive the Eucharist with conviction, to listen to the Word of God and let it penetrate our hearts and souls. All of this going on because we can lighten up a little, realize that God is part of this whole operation of the world and our lives. Thank God for his presence and prepare ourselves to sing Joy to the World.